My question is going to be, what's your favorite moment, or I guess play, from your Iowa State career?
I mean, it's probably that OU play, to be honest. When I caught the ball, it was like, man, all I seen was just green grass. And if you notice on that play, it's not just about me. Deshaunte Jones made an outstanding block,
That's what I'm thinking
and
of. Yep.
Deshaunte
That's
Jones,
yep.
Deshaunte had an outstanding block, and then it just created a lane for me to just kind of run and outrun the other guys that were coming from the outside. I can't remember who was on the outs. I want to say it was either Allen or maybe Keem somehow. Whoever was on the outside had an outstanding block too, and I was just able to split the defenders and kind of get in the end zone. But that would probably be my favorite play just because of the magnitude of the game and really in that moment, just, a lot of Iowa State games where we can, you know, even now, I guess being an alum and being a fan, there's times there's where we got to seize the moment and make the plays, and for whatever reason, we just come up a little bit short. And so it was good to execute that play, and I thought it was a big. I'm not gonna say there was a lot of things that happened in that second half that really kind of changed the game, but I do think it was one of the top three things that you could say kind of changed the game. And like I said, when I scored, I could just feel the crowd start to worry a little bit. Like, oh, this isn't just going to be a blowout victory. This is going to be a tough one. And once we tied the game up, we came on the sideline. We just really felt like the game, we can really take this game and we can go out and come out here with a victory. And so I think that play would probably be my favorite.
I love it. I love it. Let's go to later on in the year. Is another game that sticks out in my mind. You guys are hosting TCU, number 4 team in the country, undefeated at that point. I was a freshman in college, so I'm kind of feeling the juices as everyone else was. I wasn't at Iowa State. I was at a different college, but just kind of like going through the football season, like man, like Iowa State football means something to people now. What was
Yeah.
that week like? Maybe as you were going around Ames, interacting with fans, maybe that saw you going up until game day. I mean, that's that week. I know we talk about the Oklahoma game because that's one of the more important ones in Cyclone history. But that TCU game, I think a lot of people forget about because Iowa State was ranked. I mean, it means something to people now that we're doing something important with Cyclone football. What was that whole week like for you guys, and what was Jack Trice like that day?
As as a football guy and a football fan, um, you always dream about those big games being featured on the ESPN, and people talking about the game that you're about to play. Um, First off, October that month was just unreal. Like it just felt everything was right in the world. With us beating OU, then coming back home, blowing out Kansas, then I think a game that kind of really put us. I think the game that really put us on the radar and made people start to think, oh, this is a good football team, is when we went to Tech and we won pretty handily. For the most part, we were in control of the game and we won there. So, and then after we won against Tech, we were kind of like, yo, like TCU's ranked number 4. We might be ranked. You know what I'm saying? This might be like a feature game. And I think that Monday, we were all in the locker room, and lo and behold, ESPN commercial comes on, and it's like number 25 Iowa State versus number 4 TCU, 2:30, and I was like, we gotta win this game. The OU game was, I don't know, one day I think it's the OU game, one thing I think it's the TCU, but the OU game definitely gave us momentum, and it was huge. But I always feel like the TCU game was more of a game for the fans. I don't remember the last time they had like rushed the field or been in a game where the whole country's gonna be watching and it's featured on ABC. Like my friends were talking about it back home. I'm like, they're gonna make sure to watch the game. So that week it was definitely a lot of distractions. It was Ames was, it's probably escalated more now, but it was the energy on campus was at an all time high. I remember Friday going to the hotel. I mean, the whole parking lot was packed. Uh, going on the bus ride. I mean, we were seeing a ton of people coming in. So the energy that week was just amazing.